Good day, my name is Angelo. This is Nation's Voice Tower, your most preferred YouTube channel, that hub that keeps you updated on issues pertaining to the political system in Nigeria, pertaining to the political system in Africa, and as it borders the Nigerian masses, both at home and in diaspora. All right, please stay tuned. Now, I told you that the next 3 days or these 72 hours will be so tragic, heinous, and pandemonic, catastrophic, if you like, for Bola Ahmed Tinibu. Why? Because he has experienced, let's say, tribulations, persecutions, and will still experience more of terror from the FBI come 10th of October 2023. Not forgetting the one that's going to happen to him as the week opens up on Monday, while Judge Nancy Eldorado has asked TSU to avail his academic records and all that, right? So now it's been a subject of general knowledge that Bola Ahmed Tinibu had been outside Nigeria until yesterday, the 30th day of September 2023, when he was allegedly, or he was purportedly said or rumored to have been back. Of course, he's back, and that was why he could give the speech on the first day of October, which was today. All right, but something happened while he was on his way back, and this is why we want to really make you have a grip on this info. All right, something happened while Asiwaju was on his way back from the summit. I think he was somewhere in New York, and then he passed through France. What he went to do in France is actually unknown, but our sources had it that Asiwaju went to France to meet with Gilbert Chaguri, the same man who is in charge of the Lagos-Calabar highway construction, the same man who was supposed to plead with Judge Nancy Eldorado for his case, but he couldn't. This man, after having a meeting with Bola Tinubu, didn't have a grip on what he asked him to do. But that's not our object of concern now. After the meeting at Paris in France, something happened. Please pay attention, because you have to understand, not everybody in Nigeria has the grip on this information, all right? Our sources linked up with David Hudain, our famous investigative journalist, and then they revealed the secret that happened to Bola Tinubu on the way back from France. He didn't want Nigerians to know about what happened, but we have the grip, so we have the secret, and we would expose it. Now, our airplane sources, in fact, aviation sources, told us that the reason why, now, before I even give you the grip, Bola Tinubu really couldn't leave Algeria after his departure from France. Reasons being that, I will give you the reasons. His airplane, known as the NAF, the Nigerian Air Force 001, that is the presidential fleet that carries the president of Nigeria, couldn't leave Algerian airspace because of reasons that are yet to be known. But I will avail those reasons to you in a second. Aviation sources said that the NAF 001, which is the presidential aircraft that carries the president, with Bola Tinubu on board, spent so many hours in Algeria where it appeared to be stuck. Okay, and there was a reason why it was stuck there, and we have evidences. And the reason was that Niger Republic refused permission for Bola Tinubu to fly through their own airspace, and they threatened to shoot his plane down if he dared to evade Nigerian airspace. This is funny, because when he was being told not to invade Niger, or not to even carry on with his plans, he thought it was a joke. We are tired of this embarrassment. Bola Tinubu was disgraced yesterday while he was driving, while he was while he was on air, flying back to Nigeria from France. He was disgraced in West Africa, and I will tell you how. Okay, enough is enough. Okay, this embarrassment is enough, done and dusted. All right, now the airplane known as NAF 001, the Presidential Air Fleet of Nigeria, subsequently had to stop in Algeria in order for the pilots to plot a new flight to Abuja, a new flight route rather to Abuja, because Bola Tinubu was banned and stopped by the Nigerian junta from passing or using the air route in Niger to get back to Abuja. All right, they tried the 001 NAF 001 air crew tried to cut through southwestern tip of Niger, but they were warned not to try it by the junta, and they were forced to leave the Nigerian airspace. Now on your screen is I told you we have very, very strong evidences. All right, on your screen is a dot map that shows the navigation of the NAF 001, the presidential air fleet, to Bola Ahmed Tinibu, or to Nigeria. This particular pit map or dot map, if you can call it, is actually showing the route, the air route that Bola Ahmed Tinibu took from Algeria, from France to Algeria and back to Abuja after he was disgraced on airspace by Burkina Faso and the Niger Republic. Now, the first slide, as you can see on your screen, says, of course, showing that the aircraft's current route or current course remained unclear after suddenly abandoning its south easterly course to Abuja and bailing out of Nigerian airspace after it was warned by the Nigerian junta not to take their airspace route to Abuja. And the aircraft NAF 001 appeared to be heading for Ghanaian airspace. Of course, the aircraft, as at that time in this particular slide, was still 40,000 feet above sea level at cruising speed, and it showed no sign of descending. That means it was making away from the Nigerian airspace, and it was heading for a friendly West African country that could allow them to use their own airspace as a route back to Abuja. Second slide, as you can see, shows you that NAF 001, the same presidential fleet carrying Bola Ahmed Tinibu, had now turned southeast and is heading towards Abuja via Togo and Benin Republic immediately after getting into the Ghanaian airspace. Nigeria's president has officially been chased out of unfriendly neighboring skies like a rat. Yes, you can see the route of the plane. It diverted at 4,000 feet above sea level, and it was heading for Abuja via Togo and Benin Republic after it left the Ghanaian airspace. Second slide, as you can see, Asiwaju is in trouble. He's in big trouble because these people in Niger Republic and Burkina Faso refused him from landing in their countries because of how wicked they felt he is, and because of how unfriendly or undemocratic they felt he was. All right. Now, NAF 001, according to the third slide, as you can see, that is the presidential fleet, is back in Nigerian airspace and is on final approach to Abuja with Nigeria's president on board after being chased out of that great big swath of Nigerian airspace, and it's made to cut through Ghana, through Togo and Benin like a fugitive. Of course, that was how it was meant to be, and that was how it happened. All right, Bola Tinubu tried to cut from France. Of course, the route is France, Algeria, then Niger Republic, then Nigeria. That is the route, okay, of the presidential air fleet. All right, but he was forced to retreat when he applied for, you know, airspace route arrival or take on, or even flight. Yeah, airspace route flight from Algeria to Niger. He was stopped. The junta banned him from taking their airspace. That is what we have been avoiding. Okay, that is what we have been avoiding when he planned to invade or to go on an ECOWAS invasion on Niger Republic due to the coup that was organized by the Niger junta. People warned him, all right, though that particular plan is still on course, but he thought it would be a joke. Now the president of Nigeria has been disgraced in the airspace of West Africa. What a shame it is that the president of one of the biggest economic countries, or the widest economically growing countries in Africa, was chased out and disgraced out of West African airspace like a fugitive. It is so sad. We are gearing to stop this by any means. That is why we are advocating for the Supreme Court to, you know, rule for justice en route to a new Nigeria, and a stable political system and a very, very friendly and comfortable democratically elected government. Please, next update on my list says, or is speaking about the Nigerian Labour Congress. Of course, it's been looming for a while now that the Nigerian Labour Congress, in conjunction with the TUC, Traders Union Commission, have actually come together to agree that on the 3rd of August, there will be a nationwide shutdown, like a strike, and they don't feel or they don't seem to go back on their words. The NLC, represented by the head of Information and Public Affairs, Mr. Benson Opa, said nothing has changed over time. They are ready indeed for the proposed strike action, except the federal government and Bola Ahmed Tinibu summons the requisite political empathy for Nigerians to as well delve into the welfare problems of Nigerians, solve it. If not so, you should prefer very, very useful and feasible solutions for this. Please stay tuned for Benson Opa while he made this decree.
Sample, to the best of my knowledge, nothing has changed. We are ready for our strike action, and except Mr. President summons the requisite political will and the empathy for the people, because the people are suffering, people are dying in droves, except he musters enough empathy for these people, plus political will to do the needful. And in any case, you will have to agree with me that organized labor has never been this patient. Yes, this has been from June 5th to death, and we've been fucking no action, nothing.
You've also been threatening the government with protests, from protests to warning strikes and all of that.
I don't call that threat. I know we did issue a notice of our strike action, and when government say no, come let us talk, we shelved it and went and talked. We mutually agreed on 7 items. Nothing happened. Okay, we mutually signed those resolutions. Nothing happened.
All right, welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's a Still Nation Voice Tower, your most preferred YouTube channel. That was Benson Opa, head of Information and Public Affairs in the Nigerian Labour Congress. He just reiterated what they had planned, and come 3rd October, they are going to go on that strike until the federal government says otherwise, all right, or does the needful, of course, not says otherwise. This is not a case of power and authority here. It's a case of meeting up to the welfare of Nigerians and civil servants. Finally, Ezenwo Nyesom Wike, the Federal Capital Territory Minister, has urged his new staff, especially the newly recruited in his ministry, that there is no time for excuses. This is time for work. You know, I like him when he wants to propel work, okay? But because he's serving under a dubious government, and because he himself, Nyesom Wike, is very dubious and controversial, I tend to say this as just a plea. But listen to what he said to his workers. I think that is a massive call on all civil servants to pull on hands on deck. Because Bola Tinubu is in power does not mean you people should not work in your various parastatals or ministries. Please stay tuned for Nyesom Ezenwo Wike, the Federal Capital Territory Minister.
Bear in mind that at the end of the day, you will be held accountable. What were you able to do when this opportunity was given to you? This is not time for excuses. This is time for performance. This is time for achievement. Nigerians are tired of hearing excuses every day. That is why we'll do everything we can to assure the FCT residents that things will change. And things have started changing. You are serving Nigerians, you are not serving Katsina State alone. FCT is not like any other city. It's a city that every Nigerian you can find here. So your services is for Nigerians. Yes, you must come from somewhere. But remember that what you are doing is to serve Nigerians. We believe with your track record, that you are going to put in your best.
All right. Finally, all said and done. That was Nyesom Wike there. He urged his workers to do the needful as newly recruited people. He doesn't want them to feel like the government is illegitimate, and though they should, so they should, exhibit a sort of lackluster behavior towards work. Kudos to Nyesom Wike for calling on his workers there, but I still hold it that you are illegitimate and you are controversial. So whatever you're saying seems to be water poured on stone. Yes, thank you so much for staying with us. I hope you enjoyed our updates. And before I go, I would like to say, please like our videos, share them, don't forget to watch till the end. Drop a comment for us in the comment section, and then if you're watching me for the first time, tap the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you get to link up anytime I drop a new update. See you next time. Bye.